South China Sea now. The U.S. sent 2 warships to preparing against China in Taiwan Strait. Now, the U.S. Navy is preparing for expansive 2-carrier attacks in the Indo-Pacific by deploying the USS Theodore Roosevelt and USS Nimitz carrier strike members for combined operations near the Taiwan Strait and in the South China Sea area. The exercise, which is, of course, not planning any attacks or specific war moves. This matter is intended to ensure that United States carrier power projection is ready, capable and highly functional, should it need to launch coordinated combat operations in the South China Sea area. U.S. Navy commanders are referring to this as a specific effort to sustain prepare in a highly pressurized region, of course acknowledging the current U.S. and Chinese tension in South China Sea. Rear ADM Doug Verissimo, commander of Carrier Strike Group, CSG-9, said in a Navy report, "By working together in this environment, we're improving our tactical skills and readiness in the face of an increasingly pressurized region and coronavirus pandemic." "This is a great opportunity for us to train together in a complex scenario," said Rear ADM Doug Verissimo, commander of Carrier Strike Group. The Navy statement explained, the strike groups will support air defense drills, sea surveillance, replenishment at sea, long-range strikes, defensive air combat training, and coordinated maneuvers. However, while not the first time the United States Navy has conducted dual strike group operations in the Indo-Pacific, the maneuvers are not without technical and strategic challenges in South China Sea area. Multi-carrier this attack succeeds by virtue of elaborate networking, command and control, and air confliction efforts. In this manner, while also delivering a massive advantage to maritime attack options by, essentially, doubling firepower, weapons capability, and surveillance potential. These types of operations not only do extend the United States Navy's ability to attack and land targets to a larger extent, and extend target searching to dwell time. This enabled coordinated multi-platform strikes, but they also greatly improved destroyer and cruiser that launched missile attacks. And each carrier strike members consists of a carrier, cruiser and 2 destroyers, bringing a large, integrated combination of sea-launched assets. For instance, a destroyer could launch Tomahawk missiles at predetermined land targets from long distances, aim to soften up and prepare land target region for approaching F-18s or F-35Cs air force. Concurrently, destroyers Navy could protect the carriers from ballistic missile attacks, and even approaching Air Force enemy attacks, with SM-3, SM-2 and SM-6 missiles fired from vertical launch systems. also is part of this kind of weapons configuration. The United States Navy destroyers and cruisers are armed with EW systems, lasers, and a range of closer inner defense systems as well, such as rolling airframe, CRM, close-in weapon systems, and evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, aimed to fight off anti-ship missiles, as small boats or approaching surface vessels. In this tactical equation, it seems self-evident that multi-ship networking and integrated command and control would be needed to optimize offensive and defensive combat options. One warship in the fleet might use radar to identify faraway targets, and before passing information to another ship, then carry a commander working on target coordination for air-launched fighting. However, these kinds of networked operations are increasingly possible as technology evolves, given that the United States Navy is in the process of deploying far more sensitive radar, new attack systems, or longer-range weapons, and deploying sensor system more precise missiles that are able to change course and flight as needed. An emerging weapon now able to destroy moving targets. For instance, the Maritime Tomahawk, a development which massively expands ship commanders' attack options. Tomahawks not only can destroy fixed inland targets from distances as far as 900 miles. However, Tomahawk's missiles can now take out moving surface ships from similar distances. And now, an ability to hit a moving surface and land targets is now possible with other deck-fired weapons as well, such as an ESS MII and SM-6. This matter changes the tactical equation as it offers commanders new options with which to conduct open and blue water warfare on the open sea against moving surface ships. And freeing up Air Force fighters potentially more vulnerable to counterfire from the other ships.